It looks like we're up and running on YouTube, and we've got the applicants back in the meeting.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to return from executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ken. All in favor of returning from executive session, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. All right, we are back on the record. Are there any further questions of the applicant from members of the board? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I'll move approval as presented of the variance for setback and the architectural compliance.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, that was Greg. All right, voting in the affirmative on application BZA 20-27. Ken?
I'm voting yes. The setback variance is actually an average of the setback on the two houses next to this one. So I think that's in keeping with what's there. It's the 20 foot is it would actually be further back than the average in the neighborhood. It might look strange. The other variance, which has to do with architectural style and the one-storyness, this is an RT district, but this particular site had been a non-conforming trailer park for years and years. And so it's not strictly, this site is not strictly one that's typical RT with houses right next to each other, 40 foot, 30 foot lots. And so I think that the style of the house, the amount of square footage is average for what's being built. And the one-story style is actually more marketable these days. There is no basement, so that's not an issue that we necessarily have to get into. For all those reasons, I think it's a bold experiment. I hope it works. Voting yes.
All right, thank you, Ken. Greg?
I think Ken I vote yes. I think Ken did a good job explaining the reasons, but I also say that it's just such a unique property, both in history and in the topography and the floodplain, that this is a sincere attempt to make the best use of the property and improve the neighborhood. And so I would vote yes.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Doug?
Well, I have to agree with both Ken and Greg. I think that pretty much covers it. And so I'm going to vote yes.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Ben?
I will vote yes. I struggle with it, but I think as we've discussed and looked at pictures in the application, this neighborhood does not have a set look per se between 2-story, 1-story, 1.5. And I think, as previously stated, the lot's unique, and that's why I'll vote yes.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Mark?
I will also vote yes. One of the primary reasons being letter D on the application of whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered. And due to the uniqueness of the property, kind of being its own separate little island there, and the quality of the house being built, it's actually going to be an improvement to the neighborhood. And for that reason, I'm voting yes.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Brad?
Yes, and I just want to say, with respect to the applicant, I apologize for not being here for your presentation, but I appreciate everything in the packet. I'm actually going to agree with my colleagues. I take matters with the RT very seriously, but as they've stated, I too believe that this land, this is unique within the RT. So I don't believe that granting this sets a precedent for the RT, just for this unique piece of land that happens to be in the RT. So I think, like Mark, letter D, the uniqueness of this makes it a good thing for the land. So I'll vote yes.
Thank you, Brad. I too will vote yes. I think my colleagues have done a great job of laying out the reasons why these variances make sense. And I think, as evidenced by the amount of time we've spent on it, with apologies to the applicant, we're very sensitive to matters of RT in the downtown core district. And our interest is really trying to do what's right to improve the housing stock in the downtown area. And so, as one of my colleagues said, Justin, I think we have to commend you and your investor group for taking on the risk of trying to do some nice infill improvement to the city's downtown housing stock. So I too vote yes, and your application is approved.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate it. I understand that it's a unique site from our perspective. I will vow to the board, okay, to this committee, that if there is infill in the middle of, downtown in the RT, this development group, this investor group will propose something that is like-minded and looks in its character. So thank you.
Okay. All right, well, good. Well, we appreciate that. You've been duly warned.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. If there is nothing further to come before the board, Andrew,
No, there's nothing else.
okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Ben. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Greg. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody who says no can stay on the call as long as they want. We are adjourned. And thank you all for taking the time for a special meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, bye.
Good night, everyone.